Hi, I'm Gemma Bunner, one of the principal solicitors at Shaw & Bunner Legal. I'm going to talk through 5 things to have on hand when you first speak to Shaw & Bunner Legal. Firstly, it helps if you come along armed with your personal details. So we're going to ask things like your full name, address, contact numbers, email, date of birth. A lot of these are straightforward, but we are going to ask you things like your children, if you've got dependents, their dates of birth. We may also require your Medicare number or the details of your private health insurer. So it helps just to have those personal details on hand. Secondly, we're going to ask that you bring or have available documents relating to your injuries. So these include things such as any report of injury forms, medical certificates, doctor's reports. If you've had scans such as MRI or CT scans, it's helpful if you have copies of the reports of those scans available when we speak. It may be relevant if the police have been involved in your matter, if you have any police reports or statements that you've provided to any person in relation to what's happened. All of that sort of information is helpful to have at that initial consult. Third thing is, we're going to ask about key dates and key people. We need to know exactly what happened and when it happened, so time, place, who was there at the time, any witnesses. We may require details of those witnesses. So it's helpful to have those sorts of details on hand as well when we speak. Now, if it's a historical case, we understand that some of those dates are very old, but it gives us an idea if you've got a general recollection over the course of time when things may have happened. That can be very helpful for us. Fourth thing is financial information and employment information. So that can be in the form of a payslip, so we can clarify exactly who your employer was and their legal entity, but also some details around what your pre-injury earnings may have been, so tax returns can be helpful for that. But in that initial concept, just a general idea of how you're employed, whether you've got an employment contract, and a payslip would be really great to have on hand. And lastly, we encourage you to come with a list of questions. So if there are things that are on your mind or specific things that you require answers to, come prepared with a list of questions, and we're more than happy to go through that one by one. So you leave that initial consultation with those questions answered. So there you have it. There's 5 things to bring along to that initial consultation. So to recap that, we've got just your general personal details and information. Secondly, any documentation that you have relating to your injuries. Thirdly, details of the exact incidents that occurred, including dates, locations, witnesses. Fourthly is any financial and employment documents that you might have. And lastly, come armed with a list of questions that you have for us, so we can clarify those for you in that initial consultation. So thanks for watching, and we hope to chat with you soon.